My name is Rich Seiler. I teach math. I teach 6th grade math, 7th grade math, and 8th grade math. The class that we saw today was a 7th grade math class. The goal was really to get the students to be able to experience percentages and how it applies to real life. After this, we're going to be moving into a more structured situation where they're going to be going through the textbook and answering questions, you know, for percentages and stuff like that. But this really kind of opened up an opportunity for the students to be able to experience the percents, where just simply doing a problem on a worksheet wasn't going to give them that experience.
So what in the lesson enabled that experience to kind of organically take place?
The story that Springboard presents is a couple of students that are selling water bottles in the park, and at this age level we've got some young entrepreneurs, and they can picture themselves in that situation. And so we saw that today in the class, where kids were getting really excited and really engaged in the topic, because they themselves could be the people that we're reading about.
What kind of strategies did you incorporate throughout the lesson to kind of navigate that story?
Yeah, absolutely. Marking the text is huge. The students have to know what they're doing to be able to solve it. We had one young lady today talking about how the text is the directions, so to speak, and it lets you know which direction you have to go in. And that was one strategy. We were chunking today and having the kids working together. They were working on a group presentation as well, where they were taking ownership of that and recognized that their work was going to be really important. We also had students sharing out different representations of some good answers and some bad answers, and just letting them figure out what's correct and what's not correct, instead of the teacher always being the one that decides this is right and what's wrong. Having the students really lead the instruction today. It's very important for the students to be prepared, for them to be able to take on any task that's in front of them. And so when I'm walking around, I want to see them taking ownership of that situation. I want to see that they're marking the text. I want to see complete sentences. I want to see that they're engaged and really interacting with one another. If one student has a question, they can turn to another student and be able to lean on them for understanding. And then also for reinforcement too. I've got the same answer that you do. Now all of a sudden I feel better about the answer that I've got.
I noticed a couple times today that a few of the students had the wrong answer or were off track.
Yeah.
What happens in that situation while you're walking around the groups?
If a student is off, is missing the mark, the important thing is that you want to guide them, but you don't want to give them the answer. You want for the student to be able to question themselves, and as the teacher, I want to lead them through questioning instead of leading them through giving them the answer and saying, well, you shouldn't do it this way, you should do it that way. So a big thing for me, a big strategy that I use all the time, is just leading them through questions.
Can you talk about kind of your personal process about what you did prior to the lesson to help plan and get ready?
Absolutely. The teacher's edition is very helpful. There's suggestions in there for different strategies to use, what sections to be able to chunk. I mean, there's a lot of thought process gone into it, so always a good idea for the teacher to rely on the teacher's edition. For me personally, I always want to put myself into the experience of the student, and in addition, before I even look at the teacher's edition, I want to solve those problems myself and get a feel for what the student is going to experience and any frustrations that I might have. And if I'm going to be frustrated with it, then I'm anticipating their frustration, whereas if I just simply lean on the teacher's edition, then it's not going to help. So I do both. I'm going to have the the questions that I came up, or the answers that I came up with, take a look at the teacher's edition, and then on top of that, coming up with questions. When I get to a question that I was a little frustrated with and I'm anticipating students struggling with, what kind of questions can I ask the students to get them through the hard questions? The whole class is led by the student, and it's really hard for the teacher to have a carbon copy of this class is going to look identical to this class, because the students are really the ones that are leading the instruction. So it's being differentiated every minute of the class is an opportunity then for them to take the class into a new direction. So yeah, there's differentiating going on every minute of those 50 minutes of class. Good afternoon, students. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. In your My Notes section of your Springboard packet, we are going to do a quick write on 3 new ideas that you learned in class from yesterday. Let's just share out really quick, what were some things that popped into your mind that you remember from yesterday? Alex?
Interest.
Tell me about the interest.
Interest is like you have to pay back the money and more depending on the percent.
Okay, very good. We talked about having to pay back Eric and Marie's mom. We had to pay her back how much she owed, and then that little bit of interest above it. What else do you remember from yesterday? Let's see if we can get another volunteer. Okay, Hunter?
How to find the discount of something?
How to find the discount of something. What does it do to the price when we have a discount?
It makes it lower.
Makes the price lower. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, guys? Good thing. That means we can spend our money on something else. And one more, something that you remember from yesterday. Okay, Andre?
I learned that in a sale or a discount, the price could make a little or a big difference, like depending on the price.
Depending on the price or depending on the...
The sale or the discount, like 50% off or 50% off.
So depending on the...
On the discount, the percent off.
The percent off. The percent off will determine if you're going to save a lot of money or save a little money. And then also the original price. If you've got a big original price, then, like for example, if I've got a car and I'm taking 15% off, is that going to be a lot of money or a little bit of money? A lot, okay? So depending on that starting price. All right, we left off talking about $89.67 is how much that Eric and Marie would have to pay back their parents with a $1.76 interest included in there. So question number 5, we want to make sure that we mark the text. Let's figure out what is important information here. Go ahead and take 15 seconds, read it, and then mark the text before we discuss that. Question 5. Okay, Jackson, what did you find important about question number 5 that you put a box around it?
You first divide them out.
Divide the amount. One of the steps that we're going to have to do here for number 5 is that we're going to divide the amount. And Jenna, what else was important?
Divide the amount by the number of water bottles they purchased.
By the number of water bottles they purchased. How many cases did they purchase? How many cases were purchased? Destiny.
10.
There were 10 cases. And how many water bottles were in each case? Ashley, how many cases? I'm sorry, how many water bottles in one case? 24. So all together, you guys can use your calculators if you'd like, or if you want to do mental math, you can do that. How many water bottles all together, Maria? 240 water bottles all together. So we've got 240 water bottles, and they owe their parents how much? Jenna? $89.67. So this is how many water bottles we have. It's going to cost $89.67 to pay them back. What would be the minimum amount that they would want to sell those water bottles for just to break even? Just to break even. To do that, we're going to have to divide. Jackson said we're going to divide. Hunter, I noticed that your hand went up. What should we do here? I'm not looking for the answer, but what would be the setup using that information that's up on the board?
Divide 89.67 by 240.
Dividing 89.67 by 240. Calculators, go ahead and work that out. Tell me what you come up with. Check with your team, make sure that they have the same answer that you do. You guys can check with your team, see if they've got the same thing on their calculator that you do. How did you know that you did it wrong? Uh-huh. Very good, you all had the same answer.
What are you doing, Tron? What are you doing?
I think you just put the decimal in the, between the 2 6. No, the
We all come up with the same answer.
What came out for him? What did it come out to then?
For that value,
0.373.
Go ahead. When he didn't put the decimal.
this number right here.
37.365.
You're doing something different. Okay. Think about what that price means.
30.
How that would
Then you
go
have to
into
sell it
profit.
for 37 cents. That's cheap.
Buy him at Walmart for $1.
Why didn't you just sell
I
them?
buy it
Why didn't you
at
just sell them
All
for
right.
$1?
Jacob, what did your team come up with? What did tell me what the calculator said first.
Oh, it said 37.373 something.
Anybody still have it on their calculator? Alex?
0.37, 36.25.
36.25, okay. Does that mean $3,336.25? No. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. Destiny, he said that it's going to be at least 37 cents. Do you agree with that answer? Yeah? It's going to be at least 37 cents for everything? For what? For one bottle of water. It's going to be at least 37 cents for one bottle of water. What if you sell it for 25 cents? Is that a good idea? Ashley? You won't get a lot of money? What if you sell all of them? What if you sell all 240 for 25 cents?
I mean, you would have to figure out how much it would be.
Okay, we'll figure out how much it would be. How much, if we sold them, calculators please, if we sold them for a quarter, and we sold out all 240, Ashley, how much money would we make?
$60.
Ashley, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing because
Why?
you don't make any profit of that because you spent $89.67 buying all those water bottles and all you got back was $60.
Okay. So what happened to our business? We just did what? We did what? We went into the negatives. We went into the negatives. It's a losing business. Is that a good business? Okay. What would be an easy way to be able to fix that business? What could we do? What could we suggest to that business? Instead of selling it for 25 cents, what would you recommend? What would you recommend? Caitlin, instead of 25 cents, what should they do? 37 cents? Okay. If we sold all of those water bottles for 37 cents, what's going to end up happening? Maria?
You still won't make enough.
You what? You still won't make enough? Let's go ahead and type that into our calculators. Let's figure out at 37 cents each. How much are we going to make? Hunter?
$88.08.
$88.08. And remind me, how much did we borrow?
I said 80 cents.
And 80 cents? Okay. A lot of eights in there. How much did we borrow? $89.67. Good business or bad business? Bad. So what would you recommend to that business owner? What would you recommend? Amanda? Charge more than what? Charge more than 37 cents. What would be a good price to charge for that water bottle? Maybe 40 cents? Okay, she's going to charge 40 cents for that bottle of water. Okay? Would we make a profit if we sold all of them for 40 cents? Yes, we would make a profit. Trong, what would you sell the bottles for? 50 cents. He's going to sell them for 50 cents. Trong, are you going to make a profit if you sell them for 50 cents?
Yes.
Yes. Kaylee, how much are you going to sell those water bottles for? For 50 cents, okay. If she sells them for 50 cents, she figured it out, she's going to make $120. Does she get to put all $120 in her purse? No. No, what do we have to do? Pay back mom and dad $89.67. So are we making a profit? We're making a profit, okay, but not a lot, okay? Andre?
Profit of $30.33.
$30.33, okay.
This is kind of a late question, but when we have 37 cents, why don't we round up?
When we have 37 cents, why don't we round up?
Because the 7 can round up to 3. Would you not do that with money?
She brings up an excellent point. 37, there's, you know, here we're talking about selling it for at least 37 cents a bottle, and then Caitlin says, okay, let's sell it for 37 cents, and all of a sudden we're still losing money at 37 cents. So Jenna is suggesting instead of 37 cents, we really should have estimated it to be,
At least 7.
well, what would be the bare bottom? Because obviously 37 is not the bare bottom.
For 38.
38. If we sold it for 38, are we going to break even? Let's go ahead and use our calculators. 38 cents. 38 cents. $240 bottles. Okay. Destiny, what did you get?
I got $91.20.
$91.20. Here's the good news. Here's the good news. You paid back mom and dad. You got a little bit of money left over. But how much?
$1.53.
$1.53. Was it worth it to sell 240 bottles and to work your whole summer for $1.53? No. Okay? Yes?
Wouldn't it be less because you have to add 2% interest?
Well, the interest is included. That's a good point. The interest is included in our $89.67. Alex?
I'd sell it for $1 or $1.25, just so I can have a little money left over.
If you sold it for $1 or $1.25, do you need to sell all 240 bottles to make a profit? No. How many bottles would you have to sell if we're selling them for $1 each? How many do we need to sell to break even? Jackson?
90.
90, right? If they're $1 each and you owe your parents $89.67, you sell 90, you're now profitable. Bottle number 91, 92, 93, and 94 is all what?
Profit.
All profit. All of that would be a profit.
You get $150 of profit.
Approximately $150 worth of profit if we sell out all of them. Now, do we need to sell them all? No, we just need to sell 90 at that price range.
And
Yes.
if they actually sell them all and they get $150, if they want to split it, it's $75 each.
Splitting it, that's right, because there's two business partners. There's Eric and Marie, so that's another factor that we have to think about. That's true. All right, what if we sold the bottles? We're noticing that the more we raise the price, the more money, the more profit we're going to make. What if we sold them for $5 each? What if we sold them for $5 each? Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
No,
Depends
no
on
one will
what's
buy it.
Okay.
They're thirsty. They could go to Walmart
Okay.
across the street.
Destiny, what did you find out?
That if you sell them for that much, your profit is going to be $1,200.
$1,200. Marie, I saw your hand go up. Did you have the same thing? Yes. Okay. Yeah, but look how much money you're making here. What's wrong with $5? What's wrong with that? Okay.
Because at the store it's like $1, so why would you sell them for 5 times as much?
Why would you sell it for 5 times as much? Okay, Jenna?
Because a whole case of water is $6.79.
Okay, whole cases. Well, what's ours? We've got a bag of ice and it's nice and cold, right?
Yeah, but it's only one.
It's only one.
You can get 24 for $1.79 more.
And these thoughts, these questions that you guys are thinking right now is what a business person has to think about when they're determining a price. What is the price that I need to sell it for? What is the profit that I can make? And, at what point is too much, okay? What do you think is a reasonable price? Where are we going to make a nice profit, but it's going to be reasonable enough that people are going to want to pay it?
$1.
$1? Okay. You know what the nice thing is about $1? There's no change. There's no change. They give you $1, you give them back a water bottle and a smile, right? There's no change. You don't have to, well, here's 15 cents back, or here's 63 cents back. You give them $1, they give you $1, you give them a water bottle, and everybody's happy. Yes, sir.
There is sort of change. What if they want to buy 2 water bottles and they only have $5?
That's true. But we're talking about, I think Jenna was referring to the change that jingles. There wouldn't be any change that way. All right, awesome. Good start here, guys. Let's go on to question number 6. I think we've already discussed this. If they sell each bottle for this amount of money, how much? We're going to work with 37, although I agree with Jenna. It should be about 38. But we're going to go with 37 cents. If they sell it for that amount, they will only break even. Since this is a business, their purpose is to make a profit. With your pencil, write down, what does this mean? What is a profit? With your pencils, go ahead and write this down. Oh, you have a question.
They say they will only break even, but if it's sell for 37 cents, it's only that much.
That's true. They were estimating. It was approximately.
Right.
Yeah. But we know that we're going to sell it more than 37 cents. So that would be the closest penny amount to that, to be able to break even. Okay, good question. Yes? Profit is to sell an item and earn more money. Okay, very good. Profit means how much money they make. Okay, that's true. Profit is that you, what does it say?
Is the money that you get for selling things?
Okay, the money that you make for selling things. Okay, Alex, go ahead and share your definition.
Profit means to make money.
Profit means to make money, all right. Means to make money, all right. Maria,
Profit means how much money they make.
how much money you make. Very good. All right, Kiana?
Make more money than you spend.
Make more money than you spend. Absolutely, I like that definition. And Destiny?
I'm in green.
Oh, Jenna's in green. There she is.
It's to make a bigger amount of money than what they owe or have spent.
To make a bigger amount of money. Absolutely. Question number 7 says to develop a formula that you can use for calculating profit. Now it mentions the word formula. Please go ahead and underline that. A formula. Where have you heard the word formula before? Formula. Okay, Alex?
Last year where we were making like formulas for, the formula for a square is four sides or something like that. That's how you find it.
What about the square are we finding a formula?
The area or the...
Okay, so the area of a square is... You don't remember that, okay. Jacob, help us out.
Its area equals base times height.
Base times height. It would be area equals base times height. Each letter standing for a different variable in that situation. For question number 7, what are the different variables that are involved in making a profit? What are some different variables that are involved in making a profit? Jenna?
Whatever they're selling, how much they're selling.
Okay, so how much you're selling it for is going to be a variable. So the selling price What would be another variable? Okay. Destiny? The number of items? Okay. What would be another variable that would be involved in making a profit? Maria?
Profit.
Profit, yeah, absolutely. Just like A stands for area, we would have to solve for profit. And there's one more thing that we have to think about. We're selling bottles, we're making a profit. What else do we have to factor in?
The actual cost that you paid for it.
The cost that you have to pay for it. Remember, we got to pay back the $89.67. Using those variables, go ahead and create a formula for profit. Using those variables, let's go ahead and create a formula for profit. Destiny, could you share with the class what you had written down?
I put profit equals sales price plus number of items minus the cost.
Did I write that down correctly? Profit is the sales price plus the number of items? Times the number of items. I like that much better. Very good. And then, Kaylee, I noticed that you had something interesting with your formula. What would you add to this?
I said x subtract 89.7 divided by 2. That's the profit.
Okay. What Kaylee has done here is the 8967 represents the, what is it? Cost. The cost. The 8967 is the cost. Kaylee, what does the X stand for? For the profit. Okay. And then what about the divide 2? Destiny didn't have a divide 2 in hers.
It was for the money split up.
The money split up. We kind of talked about that earlier, having to split the profit because you've got Maria and you've got Eric. So Kaylee's already thinking about the end in mind, thinking about dividing it by 2. You know, you get half and I get half. So that's kind of neat. I like that. What we're going to do is we're going to put 10 minutes on the clock. I would like for you guys to work independently on questions 8, 9, 10, and 11. Working independently on questions 8, 9, 10, and 11. I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and work those out.
What does markup mean? Markup.
Oh, it's how much extra they put it up.
Okay.
So we have.
Because I didn't understand
It's how many more times they brought the price up from the original. Like if the original price, like we said, would be $37. How much did they bring that up from? If they brought it up to $1.05, how much did they bring it up then? You have to divide.
It's easy. You have to do 3.37.
I got 68 only because it says like how much of a markup it was, so I subtracted 8B. Oh, I haven't got that far.
See, I knew it was wrong. Because you can't bring it up $1.
Why not?
And expect it not to be $1. No
I want
one
you
would
to write that down.
But
See, now she's got the same
someone would buy it because you know how tax is 7 cents? Tax would only be 5 cents.
They wouldn't charge tax.
Oh yeah, street people. So it's 0.68 divided by 37 cents.
Work it backwards.
Divided by
Oh, 37 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, we divide it by
1.37 equals
Do we times it by that?
1.83.
We do, look, we do everything backwards. I just don't know. I think it's 0.68 times.
Hold on. Oh my god.
The original price, right?
Wow. Maybe we're supposed to be doing like the thingy bar.
Okay, what did we come up with? What did we come up with when we divided the markup by the original? When we divided the markup by the original, what did your calculator tell you? What did your calculator say? Andre?
1.8378378.
1 point.
83.
Uh-huh.
78378.
Okay. Did anybody have something different on their calculator? Maya, did anybody have something different on their calculator? Yes. Okay, what did you have on your calculator? Okay, same digits except her decimal's in a different place. Did anybody have the same thing as Maya? Okay, Jenna, you did too? What does that mean, 183.78378? What is it?
The percentage?
The percentage. Does it make sense that the percentage would be 183%, or is it more reasonable that the percent of increase is 1%? Look what we started off with. Which one is more reasonable? Which one makes more sense? Destiny?
183.
183%. Why does this one make more sense?
Because if it only went up 1%, it wouldn't be the markup wouldn't be that high. It would be less than that.
Okay.
And to get percent out of a decimal, you have to move the decimal over 2 places to the right.
Move the decimal 2 places to the right to go from a decimal to a percent. I think if we ended up with this, I think Destiny's correct. We should have moved it 2 times to the right. Could we round that? Could we round that to the nearest percent? Okay. Amanda, if we were to round that to the nearest percent, what would we have? 184%. Why is it over 100%? Why is our percentage greater than 100%? Is there anything in your fraction that you noticed? Okay, Amanda? It's more than the original price. If the original price is 37 cents and my markup is 37 cents, it would be exactly 100%. But because the markup is even more than 37 cents, now we're looking at an even greater percent of increase. Okay, students, please continue working with your table mates on questions 8C, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, starting off with question number 8. No, just the answers. Okay. Starting with A. There's markers in here. Like this, guys. Each person's getting their own part. Very good.
And these are
Where's your red and green?
personal space.
Personal space.
Okay.
We don't have to wait for questions.
Draw what? Draw what?
Alright. So let's put 8A.
But we could put this into a complete sentence though, right? 68 cents.
8, and then you'll put. You know what? Write it in pencil.
For your prep B, do you want the estimation or do you want the exact?
Just go. I'll go over it.
Right?
I have 8A.
Just 8A.
We've got about 3 minutes left, so we're going to have to work quickly. If we want to split this up into sections so that we can all be working on this, so that we don't have to stay past the bell. Are we going to be able to get it all done in 3 minutes? Is she the only one writing?
Should.
Thank you.
Maria.
We have to do like how many?
We
You have to do like 8, 9, 10.
All on this one. You need to come. How do you expect me to write with this child?
I can't write. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Why don't you turn it just a little bit?
We have about 3 minutes left. Okay, so we want to make sure that the poster is completed by then.
Write 8.
Can we help her
I'll
out?
go over it.
Can we do question 9? Put question 10 on there. The boys
Does
over here, we
anybody have a better definition?
four
for
students
marker?
all working at the same time.
Probably not.
What did you write for your birthday?
I put a markup is when you raise the price for a product that's not ready.
An increase in the price of the product.
Students will be able to pick up from here tomorrow, okay? Let's make sure that the markers are returned to the box. And then posters, I can put the posters back here on the wall. Please make sure that you put your name on it so I know whose poster is whose.
You guys did a great job today. Thank you.